Hi there, welcome back to the Veals Mail Order YouTube channel. This is Jansen. Today we're fishing a totally new mark, or when I say a new mark on video for the channel. We are in Bridgwater Bay. We haven't filmed here before. It could be quite an interesting day. Take a look at the storm clouds that are round and about. They're literally circling us at the moment. We've been looking at apps on our phones. They're showing lightning strikes. Now, not directly here, might I add, but a few miles either side of us, it's all going on. So we're obviously not going to compromise our safety. If things do start to get a little bit hairy, the rods will be taken in and laid down on the ground. It's never worth the risk. So potential target species today, once we do start fishing, definitely rays, potential for bass, potential for sole, maybe even an early smoothhound, who knows. We're going to get to it. Let's see what happens. Talk about moody skies. We were literally just tackling up and we're starting to feel the rain. You can see it behind me there. It's not looking very pleasant at all, but I think in a second it's time to get the waterproofs on. Well, as per usual, mate, I see you're all tackled up and ready to go.
Yep.
What have we got going on today then?
Well, not too dissimilar from what we normally do. Going for the pulley rig as usual.
Yep.
3.5 foot or so. I've got my 4.0 Varivas circle hooks onto my detachable hook link.
Yeah, I really like this idea.
I've started to use crimps now, which has made it a lot easier.
It's a lot cleaner.
A lot cleaner, yeah.
And you can also get an accurate size of that as well.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'll take a closer look at that. That is smart. Really like that idea. So that's onto a pulley rig though, Damien, yeah?
Onto a pulley rig, yeah. I'm going to go for the 6-7/8 lead today as you recommended. I haven't fished here much before, so
yeah.
See what goes on. So I'm starting off with sardine and squid.
Yep.
On one.
Yep.
And on the second one, I'm going to go with sandeel and squid.
Perfect.
See what goes on.
Yeah.
I've got some mackerel, I've got a few other bits and pieces.
Yeah. It's a perfect ray kind of day.
It feels like it, doesn't it? It feels, as we always say, it feels really fishy.
It does feel fishy today, in fairness. Yeah, as long as this rain holds off, because it's looking a little bit dodgy in places. I mean, it's gone black over there now.
I mean, over there, it's just like I just said, it's like Armageddon.
It is.
And we can hear rumbles of thunder and see lightning and things. So
yeah.
Hopefully we're in this nice little gap that we can see in front of us just off of green there.
Yeah, it's a good job we haven't got any 14-foot lengths of carbon.
I'm so overjoyed by that.
But,
yeah, it's a good thing, isn't it?
I think we're going to get away with it. Like you say, we're in a bit of a gap here at the moment.
Yeah.
Only time will tell, but that tide's creeping in on us.
Yeah,
as per usual, he's all set up. I'm not. I better go and get to it. Now, what's interesting is if you take a look over there, that's Bream Down. And you can see it's nice and clear. But then you track east and it is really, really black and foreboding. Well, I've got as far as tackling up. The rods are on the tripod, but I literally daren't touch them. At any point now, this lightning could hit. So what I'm going to do is move well away from the rods, just go and sit on the grass for however long it takes. Basically, it's just never worth the risk. You get hit by that kind of lightning, it's obviously game over. So let's go and just sit this storm out for a bit, I reckon. Wow, we have just had the most crazy storm I've probably ever fished in. We literally tucked down the back, waterproofs on, tried to stay low as the thunder and lightning went overhead. Luckily, it has passed on by. I've managed to bait up a rig and we're going to get fishing. High tide is in exactly 2 hours, so plenty of water there already. It's kind of worked out quite nicely in actual fact. We could have had a bait in the water a bit sooner, but for the sake of staying safe, you know, you just cannot take a risk under those conditions. Anyway, so what I've got here today is, I've got to admit, I just literally chucked all of this on the tripod and scarpered. So I'll show you the rig, and you've seen this before a million times, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. Pulley rig, 6-ounce lead, splashdown solo clip, not a long pulley rig at all. £30 amnesia trace line. It happens to be red. Doesn't make any difference whatsoever in this water. Okay, the fish can't see it. It's not going to affect things at all. But it does mean that when it's in the rig wallet, I can easily identify it as what it is. So in this instance, we've got a couple of 1.0 Varivas Aberdeens there, loaded up with a nice lugworm bait. Now, the thinking behind this rig today is that there's going to be bass out there. There is the potential for a sole. So there we go, nice blow lug bait. And I'm going to stick that on the left-hand rod. I'll show you the rods now, just briefly, because I am itching to get a bait out there. It's been a while. So we've got, again, you've seen this before, but I'll show it to you anyway. Any Fish Anywhere, GBFS Pro Mark 1, Shimano Power Aero loaded up with £20 ASSO Ultra and an ASSO leader. Trident Termalink clip on the end for connecting your rig. I found these to be brilliant actually over the last sort of year or so. So let's pop that on there. Really quick and easy to connect. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to have been holding this rod just now. That thunder and lightning was absolutely crazy. So we don't need a big cast here. I'm literally going to turn around now, face the sea, and chuck it out there. And that's lovely. That is all you need. But you know, fish can come at any range, so I will certainly be putting a bait further out as well. And I will show you that rod now. Let's just find this lead. There it is. Pop that back on the tripod. There we go. And I will leave the clutch on just while I'm showing you this other rod. So I've been given this one today to show to you. I say give, it's got to go back into stock. It's not mine to keep. This is the Black Rock and Roll 4300 2G heavy surf, 150 grams to 300 grams. So that is a proper heavy duty bit of kit. 100% high modulus carbon. Yeah, not a bad rod actually. I say not a bad rod, it feels okay. It's made by Black Rock. It's got Fuji guides. It's got a Fuji reel seat. And I'm thinking that a good workout for this rod today is going to be a ray. There should be plenty of rays here under these conditions. It's mild, it's overcast, the sea is smooth. It does look absolutely perfect for a ray. So I'm going to get a bait sorted out for this one and I'll come back to you. Yeah, you can see that storm is now passed down channel, and it's certainly a lot safer here than it was just 10 or 15 minutes ago really. And we've now got this run of northeasterly winds that just doesn't seem to want to go. And it doesn't seem to have affected the fishing too much. And I've got a theory on that. And I believe that because the pressure has been settled for so long, the fish have been accustomed to it. You usually get bad fishing when you get a sudden drop in pressure or a sudden rise in pressure. But the fact that it's been so stable, the fish have just had to deal with it if they want to survive, if they want to eat basically. Well, there I was baiting up my other rig, and I just had a really nice bite on this lugworm bait. And it's really twitching away. Look at that on the rod tip. I don't know if you can pick that up, but it's rattle, rattle, rattle. It pulled a bit of line off just now. I think next time it goes, I'm gonna have a look at this like that. There we go. Right, what have we got? Oh, well, I'll tell you what, after all that drama, oh no, it is there. Yeah, it is. Oh, I don't know what we've got here, whether it's a small bass or it'd be lovely if it was a sole. I think it is a bass actually. God, there's loads of these fish around this year. This one's just got hung up. It's very big. Look at that. Absolutely stunning little fish. And that's actually a really dark looking fish. And it's not huge, probably a couple of pounds I guess, but absolutely smashed that lugworm bait. There we go, look at that. Lovely dark looking fish. And a lot of the fish we catch in the upper Bristol Channel, they're quite light in colour really. But look at that, really dark across the back. The kind of bass you'd expect to catch on a lure on the south coast perhaps, but what a lovely start to the session. Anyway, let's get another bait out there and see if we can get one a little bit bigger than this maybe. Go on, back you go. Come back when you're a little bit bigger. There she goes. What a lovely sight that is. Right, cast number 2 with the same lugworm bait, same pennel rig. Didn't have time to get another one baited up, so there we go, same spot. Nice. And what a glorious summer evening it's turning into now. It's amazing, when you get those storms, they really seem to blast the atmosphere. It's like putting a pressure washer through the atmosphere in effect. And the air certainly feels a lot lighter than it did. Well, there we go. In the time that it's taken me to bait that rig up, the sun has come out, and what an absolutely spectacular evening this is looking like now. So here we go. Squid and bluey, 4.0 Varibass full circle hook, pulley rig, quite a long one, about 4 foot, that's about as long as I go. Cedra crane swivels at the top there, connected to the Trident Termalink, and a 6-ounce lead, which is more than enough for this venue tonight. So let's give this rock and roll rod with the very firm tip a bit of a cast and see what happens. So I'm going to try and fish this one at range. So 6-ounce lead, well within the rod's capabilities. Let's see how it performs. Use a slightly longer drop. Beauty of fishing here is you've got a nice drop down behind you. So new rod, this could be interesting. Here it goes. There we go. That certainly flew out there. Did go a little bit to the right. Luckily I've got the beach to myself pretty much along here, so. But yeah, that coped fine with that. Quite a through action rod. Nice. Well, Damien's got a lovely slack liner here. His line's literally hanging on the ground. So this could be interesting. Oh, what a shame. Oh, that was a gutter, mate. What do you think happened there then?
Got no idea. It's got all the hallmarks of a bass again, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. That was squid then by the looks of it.
Squid and sand eel.
Squid and sand eel, yeah. Bit of a classic bass bait, but...
We go again?
Yeah, can't win them all, mate.
No.
Well, what a gutter that was for Damien. By the time I got over there, his line was literally on the ground. And sand eel and squid, probably a bass, I would imagine. But if anyone ever tells you that making a fishing video doesn't affect the end result, basically affects your catch, well, it does. And it's times like that that maybe if you weren't messing around with cameras and all the rest of it, you might have connected with the fish. But that's the sacrifice you make. And I tell you what, it's looking a bit stormy again. I did think once that lot had gone through that might have been the last of it, but yeah, sure enough, look. Not a lot of lugworm left on there. So let's get a fresh bait on that one and lob it back out. I'm surprised the ray rod hasn't gone yet in light of Damien's missed bite earlier. That line really was slack. And a nice bluey and squid bait sat out there. It's asking for trouble when there's rays around. Right, let's get this sorted out. Okay, exactly the same thing again, a nice blow lug bait. And it's not going to go very far because it doesn't need to. Now I will watch that other line because it has come round in the tide a bit. And I'm thinking actually I'm going to go over to the right with this one. But same sort of distance, it'll be inside the bow. There we go, just a little lob. That'll be inside the bow of line of the other rod. I'm surprised that one hasn't gone again. Well, not gone again, but gone at all yet. Let's pop it over there. There we go. So we've got the bass or sole rod on the right hand side now, tips down nice and low. No need to have those up in the air, that's for sure. There we go, great stuff. All we need now is for the weather not to try and push us off the beach again, because that was absolutely nasty earlier on. Let's tighten the line up on that a bit. Perfect. Okay, and we're fishing again. So you had a bite just now then, Damo?
I did. Very short, sharp, quick bite. Bent the rod tip right over, took a tiny fraction of line, but came to absolutely nothing. So I don't know what is going on out there today.
And what bait's on that one?
That's a mackerel and sandeel bait.
Okay, so
yeah,
could be just about anything.
could be.
And I've just noticed Andy's just picked his rod up down there.
Yeah, looks like
he's feeling for something. I think he's got a fish on there actually.
It does, doesn't it?
What do you reckon then, Andy? A ray?
I won't think so. If I spit like a ray, it fights like a ray. Chances are it's a ray.
Be nice if it was a smooth hound. And here comes that rain as well. Great timing. Well, it's nice to see a few bites this evening anyway. Guys, I know you've been fishing for 10 minutes and you get a bite straight away and you wind in a fish. It's a ray. Here we go. Whee. Little male thornback, and it's always these that seem to fight the hardest. Yeah, you can see that hook's really taken hold in the corner of the mouth there. Yeah, I also find that pliers are the better option than a T-bar, aren't they, for circle hooks? They sort of twist it out. There we go. Nice.
I don't like using T-bars on circles. I think there's too great a risk of damaging the fish with them.
Yes, that's very true. Well, it's a start. Let's see what else we can find. Well, Andy just had a little ray down there, mate, so they are on the feed tonight.
Oh, they're about, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
There's bites all over, so that's good.
Yeah, we've had a few, haven't we? So.
Yeah. Be positive.
Yes, absolutely. Just a shame this.
No?
Yeah. Well, there's loads of time yet. We've got about an hour until high tide.
Yeah.
We'll do a bit of the back tide today, so as long as this rain doesn't come to much more.
Yeah, it's looking like a little bit ominous again.
Yeah, it's not looking great.
I mean, I did think for a minute, Jance, when we were hiding down over there, you were actually praying.
Yeah. It was a bit crazy, wasn't it?
It was. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that before, to be honest with
It was one of those moments in fishing where you're literally thinking, what the hell am I actually doing here?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was coming down in stair rods, the sky was just rumbling and flashing, and you just think, this is utter madness.
Yeah, it was. It was quite insane, to be fair.
It was.
But, you know, we're still here, we're fishing now.
Yeah, we survived it, and
Yes,
I don't think it's going to get any worse than it. Well, it can't, can it? It can't get any worse than it was earlier.
It's not possible, is it?
No.
I don't think I'll ever experience that again in a minute.
No, I don't think I will. I don't want to either. Right, let's go and get these baits changed. Right, time for a bait change on this left-hand rod anyway. It's been out there a while. Haven't seen any indications on it, but that's not to say that there's not a small ray or something sat on the end, so we'll take a look. And if you're wondering why I've still got sunglasses on when the sky is black as sin, it's because I left my actual glasses in the van, which was a really silly thing to do. Oh, hello. Is that just the leg coming out of the mud? It could be. Well, actually feels like we've got a fish on there. So let's see how this black rock and roll holds up with a fish on. I'll tell you what, so far it's doing quite a nice job of it. And I think Andrew's into a fish as well. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I quite like this rod. It's got some grunt to it, I'll give it that. I mean, it's rated up to 300 grams. I don't know if I want to cast that on it quite, but you know, there's plenty of power in the butt and the middle. It is a through action sort of rod, but at the same time, yeah, it's coping absolutely fine. Now, what's this going to be? We all know what it's going to be. I don't even know why I'm asking that question. It's going to be a ray. And he's sort of digging around in those rocks down there. Come on. Put a bit more power on it. There we go. And I doubt if it's even a very big fish, in all honesty. It's just hugging the bottom, which is always a bit annoying. It's a lot more fun when it's a smoother retrieve. So, come on, show yourself. It's only just under the rod tip now, and it probably looked like I was making a bit of a meal of that. And this is just going to be a little thorny of probably 5 or 6 pounds, I'd guess. Let's see. Well, there we go. Little tiny ray. I'll pop the hook out, no damage done. And it is peeing down with rain now, so it's not the nicest conditions, but we're going to fish on. Andrew's into another fish down there. Honestly, he's just rocked up and straight away he's into them, but let's get this one back. Well, here we go. Another crab and squid bait on this rock and roll. Slightly longer drop. Here we go. No problem at all. That actually casts a 6-ounce lead really well. Just been distracted by mullet in the edge as well. God, there's loads of mullet out there this evening. Great to see. I'm pointing the camera at the water in the hope that one of these mullet materialise out of nothingness, as they literally have for the course of the evening. In fact, I've just seen a swirl over to the right hand side, and I know if I move the camera something will happen directly in front of me, but it's a nice distraction whilst you're waiting for a bite anyway. Did I see you have a bite then, Damien?
I did, the left hand rod pulled over very nicely.
I thought it did.
Started taking a bit of line, it's come back up a bit and done absolutely nothing since. So let's hope it's just sat there on it. There we go.
There he goes.
There it is.
Is he going to take some line? Oh, it's busting the lead out.
Feels a bit bassy to me.
Uh,
There we go.
oh, go on.
Yeah.
It's kind of looking like it, mate, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I'll let you call it. You missed the last one.
Well, I know.
It's a keen fish.
It's very keen, isn't it?
Yeah. Go on.
I've got to have a look at it.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, it's gone up straight.
It has. Yeah, go on. That's going to be on the deck in a minute. No, I just had a bite myself on the lugworm bait close in, but it didn't come to anything again. So I don't know if there's perhaps some green eels there having a sniff. But this was a lot more positive. Yeah, it looks like it. Another big mullet swirl on the surface out there. I wish I could pick some up on camera because they're good looking fish, and it certainly looks to be fish of 4 or 5 pound. That's a fish on.
That feels better, Jack.
That's more like it. Oh, it's digging away nicely. Oh, that's fantastic. And I tell you what, it makes it all worthwhile. We were sat in that thunderstorm earlier, wrapped up, cowering, and now look at it, pulling in fish against the backdrop of the stunning Bristol Channel. I mean, look at that sunset tonight. Gorgeous. I'm going to grab it for you. Here she comes. Lovely. Yeah, it's probably that's the biggest one yet, mate. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, those circle hooks there, they're a damn sight easier to get out with a pair of forceps and a T-bar, that's for sure. Nice one, mate.
Get him back.
If you're nodding again.
Oh yeah, I've cast out, so I'm bound to catch a fish.
That's nice now, and now that rain's gone through and there's certainly a few fish biting. You're not keeping me busy running up and down the beach anyway. God, can I actually do some of my own fishing now, do you reckon?
Yeah, crack on, Jack.
I think Andrew's on 3 rays now. Me and Damien are on the 1, and we had the bass earlier, so nice to see some fish out there. Just a shame that Muggins here is running up the beach every 5 minutes. As I said earlier, if you want to make a fishing video, you've got to be prepared to sacrifice a bit of fishing time. Well, the perils of running up and down the beach all evening, capturing the action. This worm bait's been out there for a lot longer than I would have liked it to have been. And it did have a bite on it earlier, so is there a fish on there? I don't think there is, but let's have a look. You can see, yeah, so it's actually bang on high tide at the moment. We have got a little bit of right to left flow going on. See the surface weed is running from right to left. There we go, just bump that up over the rocks a bit. Now I'm going to stick to my guns on this, and it would be quite easy just to put both of the rods at distance now and try for, I thought I'd been bitten off for a second there, but as you can see, that's what happens when you leave your baits out there for far too long. A pair of very clean Varivas Aberdeens. Right, let's load them back up. Right, there we go. Another nice big lugworm bait. Some of those lug are huge. They're actually going to go in there and beat the fish up, I reckon. Anyway, let's go and fling it out there. So the tide is flowing from right to left. So I need to cast up tide, but it doesn't matter a great deal because I'm only lobbing this rod. So good chance for a bass now on the ebb. Lovely, and that's pretty much again on the edge of the rocks, which is where the bass like to run through. It's nice when you get those little hectic spells just to come out the other side of it and just be a little bit chilled out and not be too fussed about baiting up another rig or, you know, sorting any kind of tackle. It's nice to appreciate being there in the moment. Well, there I was just saying it was nice to chill out for 5 minutes because no one was getting bites, and Damien shouts down that he's got a bite.
Potentially.
Which rod was it?
It's on the right hand rod. There we go.
Oh yeah. It just sort of popped up a bit then,
yeah,
didn't
he's
it?
been doing that for the last minute or so, like
Yeah,
that.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's a ray tracking down in the tide, I would have
Yeah,
said.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
there it is.
that's popping up a treat. But it's always these moments where you think it's a ray.
Exactly that.
Could be a bass, could be a smooth hound.
Been steadily doing that now for probably a minute, maybe two.
So you've just been on the fish baits today then?
Yes, on fish baits. This one's got just 4 sandals out there on that one, on that rod.
Nice.
Left hand one, got mackerel and squid. But yeah, just fish baits today. There we go.
Got a bite on the other rod?
Yeah, both of them have been doing something, and there's, like I just said to you, there is a bit of weed out there, so...
Yeah, I don't know, they look quite deliberate. Certainly the first bite on the right hand side,
Yeah.
that looked like it was popping out nicely.
I feel like I want to leave it.
Yeah, it's trying to go again,
The
yeah.
other one's going back again now.
Yeah, definite bites. There's got to be something there, isn't there?
It does feel a bit dog.
Looks like a dogfish. It's like not enough weight to be a ray. It's not pulling back.
Hard to say.
It's not a bass swimming in, is it? Oh, what's going on now? Hit those rocks a
Digging
bit,
in,
have you? Yeah.
Digging in. There we go.
Yeah, it's got to be a ray, and let's be doing that. You don't get dogfish go to ground on mud.
No. There was that line of rocks out there, wasn't there? A lot of line of stone.
Yeah, just where the mud gives way to the... I don't know, I thought you were a bit further out than that though, mate.
That's it.
It's got to be a ray, hasn't it?
Yep.
There he is.
There you go again.
Lovely, that's another one that's taken the bait down a little way. And the thing is with these rays, you want to give them a bit of time because you don't want to miss the bite. And usually that circle hook, nicking it in the side is...
Very unusual today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But they're pretty much all carbon copies, apart from that last one you had. It was a better size, wasn't it?
Yeah. They're a
But-
smaller stamp this year, I think, definitely.
Yeah, well, it's the time of year, mate. And I mean, the small male fish, they like to pull back and give a good account of themselves. But there you go. I'll leave that to you.
Nice one.
I'll get back to my own rods.
Thanks, Jad.
Right then, bait change on the Black Rock Rock and Roll. And let's see if there's a ray sat on the end of this one. I don't know if there is, but it's been out there a long time and I haven't seen a bite. But unless I'm mistaken, that is quite possibly a ray. There we go. They do like to hug the bottom, these fish, and it's quite shallow out there. And that's what happens. I tell you what, this rod is, it's okay. It's got some good grunt to it, I'll give it that. But yeah, these rays, in the shallow water, they really get their nose down into the mud. Let's give it a little bit of beans. We don't want it to get its nose down into the rocks because we haven't got a weak link on there. So I'm just going to try and bully it in a little bit. And it's actually quite easy to do with the fixed spool. You know, I honestly believe it gives you a lot more power. And these aren't big fish, you know, let's not kid ourselves. Pretty average size rays by Bristol Channel standards. But they're good fun. They are good fun. You watch, it'll be £15 now. Oh dear. Now if I concentrate on bringing the fish in, I'm not waffling to you lot. Well, there we go. I was fully lent into that rod then, and it's not breaking. Why is this feeling so big? Well, just now it was coming in lovely. I think it's probably tail wrapped or something like that. There's the leader. Yeah, it's coming in a lot easier now. Yeah, bit of weed on there. Not a big fish, as predicted. Although saying that, it's not massive, but it's a slightly better one anyway. So I'm hoping, yeah, the hook is just there in the lip. Now that's where you want these fish to be hooked. So you just pop it out like that. Well, there we are, another male thornback ray. Big old set of claspers on him, but they do give a good account of themselves. I don't care what anyone says, they do pull back. If you're new to sea fishing and you haven't caught a fish of this sort of weight before, probably 4 or 5 pound, then it's an experience. And look at that, it's a proper prehistoric looking fish. It's going to take off in a minute. Right, anyway, let's bit of slime on my lip then, that wasn't very nice. Let's pop him back in the water. Now what you need to do here is just give them a little bit of a throw, and I don't mean launch them, but just give them a little, like that, just to get them out into a bit of depth so they can find their way. Lovely stuff. And I think Damien's into one now as well. Well, what? Oh, you got a conger now then, mate. Look at that, and that's lip hooked on the dongle. And people say it's not possible. Well, it's a bit of variety anyway. I mean, it's not going to break any records, but I don't think any of the fish we've caught this evening are they? But it's just been good, solid fun.
It's been good, solid sport.
It has, yeah.
It really has, and it's been thoroughly enjoyable. Like I said before, we've had a bit of a barren winter, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And all this makes up for it.
It does, loads of bites.
Yeah.
It's great, and I think in the background there, Andrew is actually into another ray.
This
so
is quite the session.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to wrap it up there now. We've had our fill this evening, the tide's on its way out. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoy this content we're putting out at the moment. If you do, please consider subscribing to the Veals Mail Order YouTube channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.